Hello and welcome to the College Essay Guide Virtual College Road Trip. We're really excited that you're taking some time out of your day to join us to learn about some great schools. I have a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You can direct your questions to a specific school or schools by including the name of the school in with your question. You can also leave a question for all of our representatives to answer about a particular program, major, activity on each of their campuses. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. Again, that's why that Q&A button is so important. This has been just one of many different sessions that have been happening as a part of the virtual college road trip programming. We hope you've enjoyed other sessions earlier in the event. Just a reminder that this presentation, as well as all of the presentations, are being recorded, and they're going to be available within about a week at the same website where you registered, strivescan.com/college essay guide. I'm really excited now to turn it over to our presenters, and our first school today that we're going to be hearing from is the University of Arizona. Chloe, your screen is starting to share, which is great, but yes.
Thank you very much. You know, even after over a year of this, we still have Zoom tech and mute issues.
It happens to all of us, really.
Absolutely. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us to learn about all of our schools. My name is Chloe Davis, and I'm a regional admissions recruiter from the University of Arizona. I am actually based in the San Francisco Bay Area, but we have a team of recruiters based on campus and all around the country to answer all of your questions. So now I get to tell you a little bit more about the University of Arizona. As a fun fact, we were founded in 1885, which was actually before the state of Arizona became a state. So if I were to really sum up, what is the University of Arizona? We are a big school with a really rich history, a ton of variety, and really big school spirit. Here you can see where we're located in terms of the state of Arizona and the greater US. So we are located in Tucson, about 2 hours south of Phoenix, and we are the second largest city in the state of Arizona. Again, big campus, about 36,000 undergraduates, 46,000 total students. We have students coming to us from all 50 states and over 120 different countries. So we are really proud of the diverse community that we were able to create in Tucson. Now, you might think on a big university campus like ours, you might be a little bit worried about class size. Are your faculty and professors going to be really accessible? Actually, our average class size is under 30 students, and our student to faculty ratio is 15:1. So we really do have that student-focused message across all of campus. Again, even though we have all of the perks and privileges and opportunities of being on a really big school. Our campus sits on just about a square mile right off of downtown Tucson, which is something I really love. You get kind of the experience of being in Arizona's second largest city and all of the great restaurants and live music and coffee shops, but you also get that really compact college town feel. You can walk from one end of campus to another in 15-20 minutes, but there's also a shuttle to the airport, the grocery store, the movie theater. So you really feel like all of Tucson is right within your reach. Average high temperature of 83 degrees, 350 days of sunshine. And my favorite fun fact about Tucson is we have the nation's best 23 miles of authentic Mexican food in downtown Tucson. So if you are ever on campus for a visit, your first semester of class, and need any restaurant recommendations, I'm sure we all have lots that we would be happy to pass along. Academically, we have over 250 different degree programs in 20 different academic colleges. Again, something for everybody. Variety is the spice of life, especially at the University of Arizona. Our most popular programs are engineering, nursing, business, architecture, and our College of Fine Arts. But we also have a law school, a medical school, and a vet school on campus. So we see a lot of students coming to us for pre-health and other professional programs. If you get to your senior year and application time and you just don't quite know what you want to study yet, you can also apply undecided, and that's totally fine too. Take your first semester or year to really find out what your passions are with us. extracurricularly, we're an R1 research institution, so all of our faculty are continuously publishing new and exciting research. We have Division I athletics, intramural sports, and over 600 clubs and student organizations. We want to make sure that you are getting a global experience, that you are becoming a well-rounded student, both in and out of the classroom. As far as living goes, freshmen are not required to live on campus, but we have 23 beautiful dorms, so there is definitely something for everybody, and we always encourage freshmen to live on campus if that's something that you're interested in. Now, just switching gears a little bit, if you've liked everything that I've heard and you're interested in becoming a Wildcat or learning a little bit more about the University of Arizona, our application is actually going to open on July 1st. I cannot believe it is this week already, but we are not requiring test scores at all for admissions, scholarship purposes, or some of our more selective programs like engineering, nursing, or the Honors College. We also do not require a letter of recommendation, and our essay is totally optional. So honestly, I think students can finish an application in 30 minutes, maybe less. We also have a rolling admission program. So our goal is to get you a decision in 2 to 4 weeks from the time that you complete your application. So if you want to get your application a decision before you even start your senior year, you can definitely do that. We offer scholarships for non-residents and Arizona students. The entire scholarship chart is available on our website. You can see here, this is specifically for students outside of the state of Arizona. We use your unweighted core GPA for your first 3 years of high school. And all you have to do to be qualified for these scholarships is apply. When you get your admissions decision, we will also let you know what scholarship you're going to be receiving. So we really do want to make it equitable for our out-of-state students to make sure that being on campus is something that is within kind of your financial reach as well. This slide has all of our contact information, and just a couple of things while I point this out. We are doing campus tours right now. We would love to host you and show you around, but if you aren't ready to make the trip down to Tucson just yet, we have built out a virtual tour. It's the exact same walking path. It has a voiceover from our current students, so it is a great way to see some of campus without making the flight or drive down. Also, if you follow us on Instagram at UAZ Admissions, or just check out our story, every Tuesday and Thursday, we have a Wildcat takeover from one of our student ambassadors. So it's a great way to learn about the student experience from someone who is on campus every day doing their thing. And then lastly, feel free to check out our website, email, call. We are always here for you to make sure you get all of the information you need. And that's all I have for the University of Arizona. So now I'm happy to pass it along to whoever's next.
Thank you so much, Chloe, for sharing the University of Arizona with all of us. Our next school today is going to be Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
All right, can everybody hear me and see me okay?
Yes, we can. Oh, but your screen share is in presenter mode, so I want to give you a chance to flip that, David. Up at the top of the screen, you
Sorry, what do you want me to do?
That's okay. It went back to the PowerPoint presentation modes. If you want to just try putting it into, go to view and start from beginning. Just start the slideshow. Oh, I'm sorry, I gave the wrong one. Slideshow tab.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and then from beginning on your far left.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully.
Resume slideshow.
Yeah.
Are we good?
No, it has not gone to the big screen wide presenter mode. You could try from beginning
Okay,
again.
hold on one second.
No problem.
How's that?
Yes, we look great now.
All right.
There you go. No
Sorry about
problem.
that. You're right, it has been a while. All right, well, good evening, everyone. My name is Dave Hernandez. I'm Assistant Director of Admissions at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. As that name would imply, yes, a big part of what we do is aviation and aerospace related, but really we might as well be called Embry-Riddle Polytechnic University, because truly, when you look at our list of degrees, that is what we are. Embry-Riddle is focused on STEM and the undergraduate student, and those two things combined to create awesome outcomes for our graduates. Outcomes in the form of extremely high employment rates, and in return on investment, our graduates get paid very well. Our students get regularly recruited and hired by places like Boeing, NASA, Lockheed, SpaceX, Virgin Galactic, Raytheon, the military, the CIA, the NSA, the FBI, all the major airlines, all the major drone companies, Intel, and on and on and on. They all know exactly who we are because they actively recruit on our campus up here in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. There we go. So as you can see, we're in a gorgeous part of Arizona. We're up in the mountains. So that's nice. We don't get the extreme hot temperatures that like the Phoenix area gets. But we also don't get a ton of snow either. It's a nice, happy middle weather-wise. It's just a gorgeous area to live, play, work, study, and fly if you pursue that major. This isn't the whole campus here, but I like this photo because it shows you the gorgeous area that we're settled in here. So just some fast facts about us. We have about 3,000 students on our campus, so relatively small. We're a university in the traditional sense: dorms, dining halls, athletics, scholarships, internships, all the things that come with normal college life. 200 plus clubs of all types, intramural sports, varsity sports, and so on. Students from all 50 states, all over the world. Average class size legitimately is about 24 students. We don't physically have lecture halls of 100, 200, 300, 500 or more on our campus. Our class sizes are very, very small, and that lends to a lot of hands-on. We'll talk more about that. Embry-Riddle is a world-class STEM university, and we know that, or we can say that because of all the things that you see on this slide. Just to highlight a few here, we've been ranked #1 in aerospace engineering in our category for 20 consecutive years by US News and World Report. The overall College of Engineering, Aerospace, Computer, Electrical, Mechanical, and Software Engineering has been ranked consistently in the top 10 to 20, depending on the year. Our observatory was ranked in the top 10 of all college observatories in the nation. We have 2 pre-med degrees, forensic biology and applied biology. To date, we have a 100% medical school acceptance rate at an aeronautical university. We do a lot more than just flying. We just won our 13th national championship for flight. So yeah, we do a little bit of flying too. And our College of Security Intelligence, first and only one of its kind in the country. The faculty are literally former CIA, Secret Service, FBI, and on, and that is where our graduates go. Embry-Riddle is also a world-class STEM university when you look at our outcomes. We have a 94% employment rate across all of our degrees. If you break that down, 91% are employed in their degree field, what they studied engineering, job in engineering, and so on. 91% go straight into industry without a grad degree. 3% go to grad school. Now, why is that number so low? Because 91% are getting hired by places like Boeing, and Boeing will pay for your grad school. Overwhelmingly, our employers will do that in the STEM world and the aerospace world. Not only do we have a very high employment rate, amongst the highest in the country, but we also rank in the top 1% of return on investment in the country. So our graduates are getting hired in the fields that they study and with very good pay. So Time Magazine called us the Harvard of the skies, and I like that. I'll take that. So how do we achieve all these accolades? And there's a lot more I could list. Well, it all boils down to this right here at the top. All undergraduates on our campus are treated like graduate students. What does that mean? That means you're getting hands-on day one, freshman year, first semester, and it just grows from there. You're using state-of-the-art labs dedicated to the undergrad. This is pretty rare. All of our engineering labs are only for undergrads. We have 5 wind tunnels. One of them is supersonic, robotics labs, propulsion labs, materials labs, space systems labs, electron microscopes, 3D printers, and everything that I just said and more is specifically for undergrads. You are taught only by professors with real-world experience in their field, never by grad students. The curriculums here, half of your major is not a bunch of general ed classes that have nothing to do with your major. You're actually taking graduate level courses at the undergraduate level. This is part of why our outcomes are so high. Internships and study abroad opportunities abound. And when you don't have graduate students on your campus, for most of your degrees, that means the undergrads are doing it all. Our undergrads get to do a lot of things that normally masters and doctoral students get to do. Here's a list of our degrees. This is the full list. So we don't have 200 plus degrees. We're roughly focused on about 24. As you can see, we really are a polytechnic university. And that employment rate applies to every single one of these that you see here. They are all in the 90 percentile range. Some of them, like cybersecurity, are 100% since the inception of the program. And this is where our graduates are going. So it's one thing to have a 94% employment rate. It's quite another to have an employment rate that high with organizations like these. These organizations are regularly recruiting on our campus every year up here in beautiful Prescott. They know who we are, and it's awesome. So as far as admissions goes, we look at the same general things that most universities are looking for: grades, test scores, though we're test optional. It's an online application. I won't speak too much on that. We offer significant scholarships, as high as $25,000 a year, plus scholarships for VEX and FIRST Robotics, athletic scholarships up to $22,000 a year, ROTC, and of course we accept FAFSA and such. So that concludes my presentation. We like to say at Embry-Riddle, it really is rocket science. You can see my contact information there, and go to our website. You can schedule a tour. We've had tours all year long, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Dave, for sharing Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University with all of us today. I'm excited that we've had a few more people joining us. We've gotten started today, so I want to give you a few welcoming notes. Be sure to keep an eye on the chat, as later in our presentation today, you might be seeing our representatives adding some of their contact information or websites to the chat, so you have easy access for following up after today, because remember, these 6 minutes are just a sneak peek at all these schools. And the Q&A button is the way that you can communicate with our representatives. You can drop questions in there. If you want to direct it to a specific school, include the school's name. That way the admission counselor will know that you're wanting them to answer that for you. You can also leave a general question for all of our representatives to answer for you as well. All right, we're going to move on to our next school, and we're going to be hearing about Northern Arizona University.
All right, greetings everyone. Hope you all are having a great Monday. And hopefully you can see my screen. So my name is Lauren Rosales. I am an admissions representative with Northern Arizona University. I work with a lot of in-state students here in Arizona, as well as students across the Pacific Northwest and the Midwest. Feel free to take down my contact information, but I will also drop that into the chat after I am done. So a little bit about NAU. We are located in beautiful Flagstaff, Arizona, which is about 2 hours north of Phoenix. We are in the largest contiguous ponderosa pine forest in the country at an elevation of 7,000 feet. So we actually get all 4 seasons, including about 100 inches of snow each day, but we've never hit 100 degrees. So we've stayed below those triple digits. So it's a nice cooler area within the state. The city of Flagstaff has a permanent population of about 75,000. So you have that great small town college feel. In the surrounding area, we have the beautiful Grand Canyon about 90 minutes away, and we're within a 3-hour drive to 11 national parks and monuments. Nope. Oh, I don't. There we go. Sorry about that. So a little bit about NAU numbers. We are a medium to large size university. We have about 20,000 undergraduate students on our main campus, which makes us the smallest main campus of our in-state universities. But with that, you are able to have that big college feel, but also that small college experience. So whatever you're looking for, NAU can provide. We do have about 100 different undergraduate programs available for you. Some of our popular programs include music, education, since we did become or start as an education college in 1899, criminology and criminal justice, forestry, hospitality, astronomy, engineering, the list goes on and on. As an undergraduate student, you have a lot of opportunities to get involved in research. We do see a lot of students participating in research with their faculty members, which can set them up for success as they are going into their field. So a little bit about campus life. We do have some great student success programs on campus to make sure that you're well connected. We have a very diverse campus population with about 25% of our students identifying as Hispanic. Now, if you're wanting to expand your knowledge and you want to go study abroad, we send students to about 70 different countries, 200 cities around the world. We also want to make sure you're well prepared for your future career. Our career development office does different one-on-one presentations or workshops, as well as class presentations to prepare you for searching for an internship or a job. We also do have a very robust campus life. We encourage students to live on campus their first year, and you'll live around others in your same academic area. So it's a great way for you to meet your classmates. We have over 400 different clubs and organizations you can be a part of related to maybe your academic interest or future career, or just a hobby of yours. You can get connected with those other students. We also do have very competitive athletics. We are an NCAA Division I school playing in the Big Sky Conference. We do also play in the Western Athletic Conference for women's swim and dive. You can have access to all of the athletic events with just your student ID. Now, looking at admissions requirements, we are looking at the 16 core classes. These are your 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 3 years of a lab science, 2 years of a social science, 2 years of the same second language, and 1 year of a fine art or a CTE. Many of these classes are already required of you to take while in high school, but we're going to be looking at these specific courses. And if you meet our minimum GPA for requirement, you'll be considered for admissions, which is a 2.5. But if you have a 3.0 unweighted core GPA and you're on track to complete all of these courses, you will be guaranteed admissions into the university. We do also offer some merit-based scholarships for our first year students, and we do have that divided up by residency. So we have our Arizona resident scholarships. We also do have our lumberjack scholarship for Arizona residents, which is not listed here. For our Western undergraduate exchange students, if you reside in one of the 14 Western states or 2 territories, you would be eligible for discounted tuition. And then we do have our true non-residents. What's great about these scholarships is there's no separate application. So you'll be automatically considered for one of these merit-based awards once you are admitted to the university. Typically, you'll be notified about 4 weeks after being admitted. So looking ahead, if you are interested in applying to NAU, if you are maybe at the very end of your college search and wanting to start for this upcoming fall, our application is still open. But if you're maybe going into your senior year, our fall 2022 application will open in the middle of July. So right around the corner, you can submit that application. We will ask for you to self-report your grades. So make sure you have a transcript in front of you. It makes it a little bit easier. And then feel free to reach out to me or your admissions rep if you have any questions. We do encourage you to submit your FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid. That will open in October. Make sure you do list NAU as a recipient so we can provide your financial aid package for you as soon as possible. Now, if you're interested in the Honors College, this is a great way to have a unique learning experience. There is a separate application, but it is open to all majors. So whether you're an education student or an engineer student, you can participate in the Honors College, and you're typically taking 1 to 2 classes each semester that go towards your degree. So you might have some more discussion-based courses or some class experiences that are outside of the actual classroom. So if you are visiting campuses or wanting to visit campus, we are open. We are providing guided campus tours. If you visit nau.edu/visit, you'll be able to see those available dates. Right now, I know July is pretty full, but we just released dates for August. And then, of course, follow us on social media to learn more about being a lumberjack. And if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. We're happy to help you out. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much, Lauren, for sharing Northern Arizona with us today. All right, we're going to be moving on to our next school. And I'm excited that we're going to be hearing about Westminster College.
Awesome. Give me a second here to just share my screen. Okay. Here we go. All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Walter, and I am an admissions counselor representing Westminster College in Salt Lake City, Utah. So just a little bit about our campus. We're a 32-acre campus located in the heart of Salt Lake City's eclectic Sugar House neighborhood, which is just about 10 minutes from downtown, 30 minutes from 6 mountain resorts, and just a stone's throw away from a number of national parks. We have the benefits of a larger city, but also have trails 10 minutes from campus and also 10 ski resorts within an hour's drive of campus. So just a little bit about our identity as a campus. We're a private, independent liberal arts college where students benefit from multidisciplinary learning in an atmosphere dedicated to civic engagement. So one of the main labels here is the liberal arts education. And so what that means is you are able to explore other interests and broaden your knowledge in areas beyond your major. We have a total enrollment of just above 2,000 students total on our campus. About half of our students are from out of state, and as a private school, we have the same tuition as well as generous scholarships and need-based aid for both in-state and out-of-state students. Westminster has a close-knit and supportive community and is a teaching first institution. So what that means is all of our professors are here because they genuinely love teaching and they care about our students. You won't be sitting in a giant lecture hall with hundreds of students. Our average class size is about 15 with a cap of 25 students per class. And because of this, you'll have a closer relationship with not just your peers, but your professor as well. Okay, so Westminster has just over 50 programs and majors spread across 5 different schools that are listed on your screen there. Some of our most popular majors at Westminster are nursing, business, performing arts, biology, and outdoor education and leadership, just to name a few. We are a member of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and we are a NCAA Division II school, and we are home to about 15 NCAA Division II sports teams, which are all listed on your screen there. Okay, so just a little bit about our academic programs and co-curricular activities. If you're a first generation college student, we have programs geared towards you and your success, such as the Legacy Program and McNair Scholars. For students interested in research, Westminster offers incredible undergraduate opportunities. About 85% of our students participate in internships or research by the time they graduate. And if you have any questions about the rest of the programs that are listed on your screen, our contact information will be listed on the last slide, so feel free to contact us at any time. All right, so a little bit about student life at Westminster. We do have a 2-year housing requirement for all incoming first-year freshmen. And so the question might be, why do we have this requirement? The main reason is that we just want to build a community for all of our students to feel a sense of belonging once they're here on campus. And studies have shown that students who live on campus are more likely to succeed in college. And success could look like anything from building social networks, finding community, or just having the motivation to show up to class and other campus events because of the close proximity. Westminster also offers the opportunity to become involved in one of over 40 student-led clubs and organizations. Clubs range from those that are more major specific to those that are more social in nature. And of course, if there doesn't exist a club that meets your interests, and if you know others who would also like to join, you are more than welcome to create your own. And a full comprehensive list of all of our clubs and information on how to start your own club are available on our ASW website. So at Westminster, we deeply care about our students' success and well-being, and we do offer a wide variety of student support services. With respect to time, I'm not going to go over all of these programs, but if you do take a look at this list, and if you have any questions about any of these services or programs, our contact information will be on the last slide, and we invite you to reach out to us with any questions that you might have. All right, so the big question is, how do we pay for college? That's a huge question. And so there are a number of ways that a student can receive aid at Westminster. Upon applying, all students are automatically considered for merit-based scholarships that range between $11,000 to $27,000 per year. And students are also considered for need-based grants from Westminster, as long as you fill out the FAFSA. And if you happen to not be qualified to fill out the FAFSA, we invite you to contact our financial aid department and they'll walk you through what your options are. So applying to Westminster, we are a test optional university with a free application, and there are 2 options to apply. One is right on our website and the other one is through the Common App. We don't prioritize one over the other. Whichever one is more convenient for you, we invite you to apply. All right, so thanks for your time. Like I said, here is our contact information. Feel free to contact me or any one of our wonderful admissions counselors at any time, and we're all here to support you, and we look forward to connecting with you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Walter, for presenting on Westminster College tonight. All right, we're heading to our 5th school, our last school of our grouping this evening, and we're going to be hearing about Weber State University.
Thank you.
Jennifer?
And here we go. We good? Cool. Okay, so my name is Jen. I am a senior admissions counselor here at Weber State. For those of you who have no idea what Weber State is or where we're located, we are a 4-year public university in northern Utah. We're about 2 hours south of the Idaho border and roughly 6 to 7 hours north of the Arizona and southern Nevada borders. We're in the perfect location as far as I'm concerned. If you're into that outdoor recreation or that downtown city life, we have the best of both worlds right there at your fingertips at any point in time. We do have all 4 seasons, so you can do the skiing, you can do the snowboarding, you can do the rock climbing, you can do the mountain biking, whatever suits you, or even downtown city vibes like dining out, shopping, whatever you may have. We are a large university. We have 30,000 students between all of our campuses. We have 7 campuses in total, ranging from our Ogden campus, which is our main campus, down to just north of Salt Lake City. So it's all in northern Utah. They all offer testing centers and they all offer classes. So it's more of a convenience factor for you as a student. As far as student life goes, we offer everything a large university offers. We have those sports, the Division I sports. We have the clubs and organizations. We have the undergrad research, and we have internships, military affiliation, the outdoor recreation. We have everything you could possibly think of. There's always something for students to get involved with, and there's always something going on. The nice thing with Weber State is that we are a large university, but we function on a smaller scale. So students actually have the opportunity to get involved in things without being bogged down by all the massive competition. And that's fantastic for you as a student, because seeing those things that you have participated in on a resume when you're trying to get into a higher level education like master's or what have you, they look phenomenal. If there's not a club or organization that you're interested in that we have, you are always welcome to start your own. You just need a handful of students to join you, and a professor or an advisor who can guide it. Our class sizes are small as well. We have about 21 students to 1 professor on campus. Our average class size is about 25 to 35 students. I graduated from Weber State, and I don't think I ever had a class larger than about 40, and that was in an undergrad entry level history class. So very small classes. We don't even have a classroom on campus large enough to fit more than about 60 students. Because we are not a research university, all of our undergrad students are actually able to delve in and get into the hands-on learning, whether it's the cadaver lab for the medical students or the undergrad research with professors. It is available to you at a much more available opportunity, I guess you could say. Our sports team, like I said, we're Division I. We have 16 NCAA Division I sports teams. Football, basketball are going to be our biggest ones. If you ever heard of Damian Lillard, he's the Trailblazers guy. He graduated from Weber State. He's our superstar. He makes occasional appearances to campus. But we also have sports clubs that you can get involved with. And if you're not into actually joining the clubs, you can also just show up as a student. Our student zone is always a good fun place to be. Weber State offers 225 plus programs. We have more programs than any other institution in the state of Utah. We also function as a dual university mixed with kind of a community college feel. So you have those smaller classes, you can get those certificates and the associates, but you can also get that master's level and doctoral, just depending on what you're going into. Weber State is the #1 provider of nurses in the state of Utah, and we're regularly ranked in the top 3 in the nation, which is pretty exciting for us. We're also 1 and 2 with Johns Hopkins when it comes to our radiological sciences. Business is always a big college for us. We have the same accreditation as Harvard. Only about 6% of universities or institutions in the world have that accreditation. So there's always something there for you to do. And outside of that, we offer just about anything else that you can possibly think of, a lot of which are top 10, if you will. As far as class options go, this is another reason why we function a little bit differently than a typical large university. We offer everything that you can think of. We have those morning classes, the afternoon classes, the evening classes, we have online classes, we have virtual classes, and we have hybrid classes. We also offer independent study that you can do one-on-one with your professor. So the point is that you can build your life around your school schedule instead of your school schedule around your life. We want to make it as easy and as flexible as possible for you as the student. We're also incredibly affordable. We're about 40% lower than the national average when it comes to our tuition as is. But on top of that, we also offer academic scholarships that I'll go into here in a second. We take FAFSA. We also have third-party scholarships and private scholarships that you can get through Weber State. Personal contribution is a big one. A lot of students will work while they're going to school. And all of that together will make it so you have very little, if any, debt at all. And that's our goal, is to make sure that you're graduating with the best education at the lowest rates. Our out-of-state tuition is the $16,288. This is for 2 semesters, assuming you're going full-time, fees included. This is like the sticker price. No one ever pays this full amount just because there's so much opportunity and so many options when it comes to that funding. If you're in a surrounding state, WUI, we do take WUI as well, Western Undergrad Exchange. The 8,651 is our WUI. It's for for a full year, 2 semesters, fees included. Our in-state tuition, if I have any Utah residents in here, is $6,106. That is again for a full year, 2 semesters, assuming you're going full-time with fees included. All of our students get in-state tuition during the summer, regardless of whether you're in-state or out of state, which is an awesome deal for you. As far as academic scholarships go, for in-state.
Hey Jen, we've hit the 6-minute mark, and I want to make sure you get your contact information out there.
Wow, that was already 6 minutes.
Yes, I know, it flies. Like, time changes, I promise, in these presentations.
Please feel free to reach out to us. I have plenty of information I can give to you. Yeah, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jen. And any prospective physics majors, don't fact check me on the time thing. All right. Sorry, a little science humor for everyone tonight. Okay, well, we have reached the end of the formal part of our presentation. I want to make sure that all of our representatives are able to get their information in the chat, that all of our attendees are able to get information out of the chat. Any last questions that people want to add into the Q&A, it would be a great time to do that. So while all those things are happening, I'm going to invite each of our representatives back on camera to come back to the group. We're going to do at least one question, maybe 2, at a live Q&A. So we're going to go in the exact same order that you presented. So we're going to start with the University of Arizona and then weave our way all the way to Weber State. When the person ahead of you finishes, just feel free to turn on your camera and dive right into your answer. So our first question for you all tonight, what is a favorite event, tradition, or program on campus that's just really important to your community? Chloe?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of my favorites about the University of Arizona, which unfortunately did not happen this year, but we're looking forward to bringing it back in the future semesters. Every spring, the university hosts the nation's largest student-run carnival called the Spring Fling. There's like festivals and live music and food trucks and all sorts of things to really wrap up the spring semester and celebrate kind of life as a wildcat. So Spring Fling is definitely a highlight for the U of A.
And I would say for Embry-Riddle, a big highlight for us is the October West. That's our homecoming, but piggybacking on that is the homecoming air show. So we don't have a football game for our homecoming. We have an air show. That's how it should be. And it's a blast. It's really cool to watch. It gets loud, it gets fast, and it's really in keeping with the character of our university. So a lot of fun.
I would say for Northern Arizona University, we have so many social events that I love. I was a student at NAU, but one of the great events that we have is our Gold Axe Awards. We recognize some of our distinguished seniors with this big award ceremony, and this is one of our longest traditions. These awards started in the 1920s, so they've been going on for about 100 years, recognizing the great work that our students are doing at NAU.
So at Westminster, I have to admit, I joined the team at a very odd time. I just started in January. And so we didn't have, I didn't get a chance to participate in a whole lot of events at Westminster because of COVID, but I do look forward to participating in some as we get more in person in the fall.
Walter, are there any programs or events you've heard about from students or other staff that you might be looking forward to especially?
Yeah, I think one event that comes to mind that I did get to participate in as an admissions counselor and getting to slowly invite students back to campus is something called Winter at Westminster, which is just a full day of student tours, a full day of scavenger hunts for incoming students. And so that was a really nice respite amidst all of this quarantine and getting to have students back on campus very briefly. So.
Ooh, I think my favorite one is probably our block party. It's the first Friday of the semester, and the entire center of the university is filled with tables from on-campus resources and clubs and organizations and just whatever. And if nothing else, you get a million different things of swag. I pretty much have an entire closet of just t-shirts from the years that I have attended the block party. Just a good, fun place to be. So.
Awesome. I love hearing about all of these events, the things that, maybe been able to happen and maybe a modified version, or as we're coming out of all of our different COVID restrictions, and then the ones that I know people are looking forward to happening in the normal way going forward. So I hope for everyone watching, whether live or on video, this makes you think, oh, I want to check those out, or go on social media and look at past events. It's a great way to think to yourself, can I picture myself on campus, being a part of that with the students? All right, we have time for one more question. We have a bunch of incredible admissions professionals here. They are your #1 resource. They are here to help students and families navigate this whole process, which can get overwhelming, but also can be a lot of fun. It's a great adventure. So I'd love to hear from each of you a top tip or a piece of advice that you would give to students and families that are working through the college search process right now. And again, we're going to do in the same order. So thanks, Chloe, for starting us off again. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I would just say, especially this year, our universities and colleges have come up with more ways for you to learn about us than ever. Our academic colleges might be doing virtual events, virtual tours, virtual college fairs like this. So if you aren't able to travel or you want to find some more information, just feel free to look at what we have to offer virtually, because it really hopefully makes the process easier for you so that you can get a better idea of all that's out there.
I would say, if I could say two things, if that's okay. Number one, as you're looking at different schools, ask key questions to compare apples to apples, because when you're looking at, like, we're a very small university, and then you're looking at large universities, very different student experiences. So it's important to understand what you're getting into either way. What are you going to experience, especially at the undergraduate level. The other thing I would say is apply early and often for scholarships. I cannot stress that enough. Too many seniors apply too little too late. And you can afford to go anywhere if you get good grades and apply aggressively for scholarships.
All great advice so far. I would say a piece of advice is don't be afraid to ask questions. All of us that are on this Zoom session are, experts in our university. We've heard all of the crazy questions. You might think they're crazy. For us, we've gotten them 100 times. And making a list of what you want in a university. If that's, you want something large, you want something small, maybe in-state, out of state. You've heard from many different universities today. As you are searching, you will hear from more. So making sure that you are asking those questions and finding that right fit based on your wish list of where you want to be for 4 or more years if you decide to go into graduate programs.
I would say my biggest piece of advice would be to make sure that whichever institution you choose, your values align with their values and vice versa. So if stuff like social justice or diversity is really important to you, make sure that that university is also taking steps to fight for those things as well. And another piece of advice that I have is to really just go out of your way and take a tour of campus. I know it might be difficult during these times, but I know a lot of campuses are providing in-person tours. I know Westminster is. And that school, wherever you go, is going to be your home for the next 4+ years. So it's really important that you feel at home there and you feel comfortable and you see yourself staying there for the foreseeable future.
Such great advice. I would say I'm going to piggyback on Westminster. I think the most important advice that I can give any student is visiting campuses. I know right now, like was said before, it can be a little bit difficult, but if you have the option and the opportunity to visit the campuses and the universities that you're interested in, it can make or break your decision. Like personal experience, I had one university that I wanted to go to. My heart was set on it. No one was going to change my mind. I visited the campus and it just felt wrong. Did not feel like it was the spot I wanted to be. So if you have the chance, most universities, if not all universities, offer a free campus tour. Take advantage. If nothing else, you get free swag. So definitely check it out.
These really are great, great tips. I love the range, from perspectives to keep in mind and visiting, using the resources that are out there. I think that is, just all of this information and mentioning scholarships. And don't forget to pay attention to those FAFSA deadlines as well for the free application for federal student aid. That's going to be my tip. I got to toss that in there. We can't forget about FAFSA. So everyone, we are coming to the end of our time together today. And I just first want to thank every one of these admissions representatives. These are incredible people who really not just only were sharing those logistics, those facts and figures of admissions and those tuition values, but just the energy and excitement they had for their students' experiences in and out of the classroom. I hope that from this, you not only have learned about the schools, but you're really realizing that these are your #1 resources. And there really is no question that they haven't heard before, and that every question you ask, if it's important to you, it's important to the admission counselors, and they want to help you get to know their school and also to know what you're looking for, what you value and the experiences that you want to have, and to then connect you to resources. Because remember, these 6 minutes just flies by. It's just a sneak peek at everything each of these campuses has to offer. Thank you to everyone who's attending. I hope this has piqued your curiosity. Maybe you were drawn here by one school and now you're going to check out a few more after learning. I hope that you enjoyed the time today and that it is setting you off on a great foot in your college search. All right, the logistics of ending. So when you close your window, there's going to be a link to a really quick 4-question survey. We would appreciate any feedback that you can provide. And I promise these 4 questions are so easy, so fast to fill out. So thank you for taking the time to do that. Again, this is just one of many sessions that were being hosted as a part of this virtual college road trip. We hope you enjoyed a number of different sessions, and we hope that you'll enjoy more because all of these presentations have been recorded. They're going to be on the same website where you registered, and they'll be posted in about a week's time. That website is scribescan.com/college essay guide. So thank you again, everyone, for taking time out of your day. Best wishes. I know the college search can seem overwhelming, but I promise it's a fun adventure as you find out what's going to be next for you. All right, have a good night.